Poker Theory, Car Crashes, Theory, and Mechanics. So the first question is, why even do this lecture? Why do we care? Well, the first thing is that car crashes are bad. It's honestly that's just something that we have to face in life. Not a lot of people want to say stuff like this, but you just have to face the facts sometimes. Car crashes are not very good, and we want to prevent car crashes. An important thing to note is that when your car crashes, it doesn't work. And when it doesn't work, you can't really drive. And when you can't drive, then you can't go to the casino and play. You can't play blackjack, you can't play baccarat, you can't play poker, that kind of thing. So another part about why we want to study this is it's a very unstudied field. We have to, there are problems in this world that not a lot of people can solve, but we have to do our best to, even if people don't want to study it, because it's a very difficult subject and it requires a lot of calculations and theory. Someone at some point has to do something. So here I am. And another reason why is, like most of you guys watching, accidents happen, but as people, we can do our best to prevent them, as I said. And when you are in a car crash, there can be multiple negative health effects, including injury and the death. So here's our first thought experiment. This is LeBron. Let's introduce him as Reckless Driver X. I think it's supposed to be K, but I kind of made it's supposed to be a constant. I don't know why it's X, but it's a mistake in presentation, but it's K. Assume that LeBron is going really, really fast, as you can see by right here, and assume he's going like vroom vroom, as in very fast, right? It's like vroom vroom. I'll show it one more time for people who didn't catch that. Vroom vroom, very fast. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to introduce the variable, which is dumb kid. Now, dumb kid is X, and for this example, we're going to use Petty. Petty is a character from Pororo, very, very smart character. So this is Petty, dumb kid X. We can call it Petty or dumb kid X. Now, for this thought experiment, imagine what happened here. He goes vroom vroom, but now we're introducing Petty, and let's see how this new variable plays into the experiment. So as you see, Petty walks, vroom. Vroom is the same. Remember, it's always a constant. Whatever LeBron does is always going to be constant. So it goes vroom, and then bam. That's not what we like to see. That's not a good thing in my opinion. So I'll show it one more time just in case someone didn't get it. So LeBron goes vroom, Petty walks. At the same time, the RT, it's T is going to be equal to 2 now. And then at T equals 3, bam. And now this is Petty. Now this is her face right before she was about to, right before she realized what was going to happen. I got the anecdotal evidence from Petty, from Pororo. So this is her face right before she realized what was going to happen. She was like, oh shit, I'm kind of cooked. So that's her. So the significance and the result of this thought experiment. There are multiple reckless drivers per year, and that's a constant K. Now, there are a lot of people that, when I was doing my research, a lot of professors were telling me that, well, shouldn't reckless drivers per year, shouldn't it be a variable per se and not constant? And because of that question, we did do a lot of research. And the thing we found out is that studies show, and especially our studies, show that reckless drivers is a set ratio of the human population, even when it has influences from population change. So it is ultimately a constant in the ratio, which I may or may not get to later, I forgot. And dumb kids per year is the variable X, and that's always changing, because some people might argue that, well, hey, if reckless drivers per year is a constant, should dumb kids per year also be a constant? And to that, we also did research, and we found out that although some people argue that dumb kids per year should be a constant, the street smarts of a 7-year-old is based off of the parents' parenting, and parenting typically tends to vary a lot per generation. So in my generation, they did great. I mean, look at me. So it is not a constant. And Y is going to be the number of car crashes per year. And Y is dependent on K and X, so the equation is Kx equals Y. Pretty self-explanatory. It looks like a simple equation, but a lot of research was done. So now we need potential theories and solutions to solve for y and to obviously decrease y because we don't want car crashes again. Car crashes not that good, in my opinion, not that great. So there are four theories. The first one is the police line up and watch carefully theory. The second one is the sharp turn theory. Third one is the road bump theory, and the fourth one is the bystander theory. I'll be briefly explaining all of them. So the first one is the police line up and watch carefully theory. So in this theory, police will line up on highways and on all major roads and watch carefully for the driver. So as you see, they'll be apart by approximately half a mile, and they're each armed with a speedometer. And drivers are under constant surveillance. So this will go out throughout the country. We may need to hire a little bit more police officers, but as you see, they will all be on the road and they'll all be watching how fast you're going. So that if you're going a little too fast, one of the multiple officers can arrest you. That way, there's not going to be any speed chases. There's not going to be any accidents like that. It'll be a very easy system to implement. The second one is personally one of my favorites. I think this is my second favorite. I'll have to see. But this is the sharp turn theory. Now, the sharp turn theory says this. If we make all roads have extremely sharp turns, it'll discourage people from going fast. Now, the slight con of this is that it does cause minor inconveniences in the time department, but that's something we're just gonna have to deal with as a society. And it discourages reckless and fast driving. This is an anecdote from a kid I interviewed, and he really liked the idea. So this is just a picture of me. So this is the second thought experiment for today. This is the Los Angeles freeway system. Now, this is the road system. It's very nice, very clean. The architects or whoever plans these kinds of things, they did a very nice job in planning the city out. But it just looks a little too easy to go fast. Look at these roads, especially this. This is the most egregious example. If you go from here to all the way over here, that's just like inviting someone to go fast. Personally, I wouldn't go fast, but I think, that's it's like almost like an invitation, kind of, You sent them a really nice birthday card. If you send someone a really nice invite card, you send them some money, some gifts, some snacks, they're going to probably show up, right? And that's the same thing. If you send them such a nice invitation to speed, they're going to do it. So under my theory and, under my theory and my rules, it would look like this. Now, this is a much better freeway system, in my opinion. As you see, let's start with this one. As you see from here, the turns are extremely sharp. It gets a little speedy here, but that gets all solved. It goes here, bam, 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 bam. It's kind of easy to follow once you have your finger on it. But yes, this is the kinds of roads we need to encourage safer driving and discourage reckless driving. The third theory is the road bump theory. And with the road bump theory, we're going to build multiple consecutive road bumps all around 10 feet apart from each other. Sort of like the police, what was it called? The police line up and watch carefully theory. Sort of like that. But instead we do with speed bumps. Now, with speed bumps, it is easier to calculate the cost of it because we don't have to factor in wage, as wage does for police officers. It does vary from location to location and time. A couple years from now, it could be higher wage, lower wage, something like that. So with speed bumps, it's just like a fixed cost. You don't really have to worry about the variable costs of this. So as you see, it discourages fast driving, eating, drinking, and watching YouTube on the road. When a road is this bumpy, you can't eat or drink. We've all watched those YouTube videos where some kid is pranking their friend by going really fast when they have a drink in hand or something like that and spilling. This will discourage that kind of things from happening, which I really appreciate about this theory, because the other theories don't account for eating, drinking, and watching YouTube. But others do. This one does. So this is thought experiment 3. It's a very straight road, very flat, very nice. Whoever the people who built this road did an amazing job. It looks perfect. But but if no one's here, it's inviting someone to go fast. Now I wouldn't go fast, but you know, like some other people may want to go fast on it. So we turn to here, my solution would look like this. Now I know in the Mario Kart game it's actually like smooth and stuff, but like pretend the rocks are like speed bumps. Or it could be rocks actually. Road bump theory or the like rock theory. With this many rocks on the road and bumps on the road, you're gonna have to be forced to go slow. So this is gonna prevent a lot of crashes in the long run. And I have the bystander theory. The bystander theory states that bystanders have the right to direct traffic and create traffic laws on the spot at any point in any time. This encourages quick thinking and for drivers to be alert at all times. Now, if you were a driver and you were kind of really sleepy and you weren't paying attention that much, it's like, oh, I see a red light, I stop. I see a green light, I just go, right? But if bystanders have the right to direct traffic and create traffic laws at any time, this forces very sleepy drivers to be alert. It forces all drivers to be extremely alert of their situation and make sure they drive carefully because, again, they don't want to break the law that was just created 5 seconds ago. So this is also a great one. And yeah, be smart and don't crash. Thank you.